My practice routine? I don't have a fucking practice routine. I am just built like that. I hate to say it. No, I can try to be helpful, but yeah, I don't have a routine. Yeah, I just don't. I mean, if I'm like actively grinding RTA and practicing for the sake of RTA, then yeah, I'll like think through like what went bad recently. But that's just kind of common sense. I'm like, okay, what do I need to practice? Like all you really have to ask yourself is like, okay, what do I need to practice? And don't lie to yourself. Don't be like, I need to practice deep, like the deep freeze. I need to practice fucking. I need to practice Owless for the billionth time. No, you need to practice fucking DD 100, Witchfire World, Vanish Cap shit, some boring ass BBH stars. Come on, like put the fries in the bag. We both know it. And you have to just not bullshit yourself, which I end up doing anyway because I'm not really trying to commit to runs. But if you want to get good, just be like, okay, what do I need to practice? And just fucking don't lie to yourself. Dude, it's crazy that that's crazy advice because it's like, bruh. Like, no, that's a jackass thing to say. But like, I guess people need a reminder though. It's easy to forget that. But I mean, the point of practice is like you do repetitions of things you need to improve on. So obviously you don't practice something you don't need to improve on. You just what did I fuck up in runs? What I mean, sometimes you practice shit just for the benefit of like getting better at the game. So you practice something that is like highly intensive movement wise or something, but that's still pretty common sense. I feel like I don't know. Hate DD 100. Yeah, dude, I hate it too, man. My okay, we're gonna watch this actually. You want to hear me rage at the start of my xcam PB? I think I did. You'll hear how much I was hating grinding this for hours straight. I don't know, and I really would be very upset if I knew. So okay, hold on. I've been live for fucking 7 hours, and last time I looked at my fucking uptime, it was not 7 hours. So I must have been doing this a while. Yeah, I'll assume everything I said there was clear enough. I was so delirious and tired of doing this fucking star, and I was like, bro, I've been doing this for hours. I haven't looked at the clock. Like, what am I doing? It sucks. Sometimes you kind of have to do that. Sometimes if you're doing that, it's a sign you might be practicing efficiently and maybe you just need to do something differently, but sometimes you just have to push through and just that's one of those stars that I fucking hate doing, and you just got to do it. Yeah, the xcam grinding thing is a thing I've been trying to explain to like GTM a lot recently, because that's a more like intricate thing. Because like the general concept I could say to people, and yeah, you'll get most of the benefit from it at any level. But the super fucking niche details, yeah, they're really hard to like ingrain, and that's what's gonna help you improve at the top level. The problem though is like a lot of that shit isn't stuff I can tell somebody to do and they can do it. Um, I can't remember off the top of my head. I can try to think about it for a second, but like a lot of the stuff when it comes to practicing xcam and getting better is it's really like developing your own eye for how to go faster and like what it takes to be better. And I hate to say that because it's like that's non-advice, but it's like in the moment it can be helpful to hear like direct commands. Like I've been helping GTM with Dark World Reds a lot. He actually has been improving a shitload at it recently. He got like a really sick xcam time on it, so I think it's starting to catch on for him, like forcing himself to go fast. But for a while, I was trying. He told me like, okay, just tell me everywhere I'm losing time. Go through my whole 16 run, like tell me every little frame I lose. And for a while, he kept wanting to like have me point out every like single frame that he lost, basically. But I was telling him like, even if I do that, even if you like learned that stuff, it's going to take so much work, and it's only going to be applicable to these stars. If you want to like develop that skill, you have to like, it sucks because people don't want to hear this, but sometimes like, I don't know, you have to find it in yourself to like be the kind of runner you need to be and practice the way you kind of want to be. Like, if you can't point out the small time saves on your own, like you're not going to be able to help yourself if you run into problems, or like sometimes you need to rebuild your muscle memory when you forget how to like do something over months. If you get in that situation, you're fucked. So I've been trying to guide him into like, okay, explaining really detailed why certain things lose frames or whatever, instead of just saying, oh, do this, because like he needs to understand why. He's an amazing player. I'm not trying to say like he needs this advice. It's the most niche fucking shit imaginable. Like frames like that nobody thinks about. But coaching sounds, now that I've kind of like talked about this kind of stuff more recently, like I'm a little more open to the idea of coaching. I'm starting to see the value in my own advice, but I don't truly have a belief that, again, this is a thing that I hate to say, and I could be wrong. I don't like, not anybody can like magically be the fucking goat. Not even magically. Some people can't be the goat, and I just think that's how it is. Like everybody kind of has their own limits. Um, that doesn't mean me and Suiji are superior humans. We just happen to find our fucking crafts. And there's people that will kind of just, they can get like world record level, even maybe even get a world record, but there's that like last level that like in theory it might be possible to push through, but like it's really fucking hard. It's like a personality kind of trait almost, I feel like. I don't know, like I see it with Cheese and Punkei a lot. Again, amazing speedrunners, both of them, and they've acknowledged this, but they don't really have that mindset of like pushing for every frame and like being perfect. They're more like, okay, move Mario fast, but don't fuck up, you know, like get the strats. But there's a certain like fucking hunger you gotta have for like the frames and being like a fucking madman. You need to be like crazy and really like care about how the game works on like a deep level, or be interested about it to save that extra time. And it's not even like that. The thing is, it's crazy because the things that save time, when I explain it to GTM, I think he would agree. They're really fucking simple things once I explain it, because it's just like logical, but there's so much shit going on when you play this game at a high level. You're moving so fast all the goddamn time. You can't like, it can be really hard to pick up on every little thing and like remember everything. And you kind of just fall into a habit of like playing consistent and thinking it's fine. But okay, I'm sorry, GTM. I'm gonna use your PB as an example. But this was something we were like talking about yesterday, and he got a fucking, he tied my like Dark World PB yesterday, like after we were talking about Dark World and I was helping him save state shit. But I see like Slip do this too, and yeah, so I don't know. Sometimes some people this might just kind of come across like straight away obvious, but the safe approach that most runners will do here is they'll roll out here. So you get control of Mario like right here, or even like a few frames before, right? So like, I hope this is interesting, but so like there's a certain limit to the movement in this game. You know, you kind of have to like account for the limitations you have. Um, so a lot of the time when I'm grinding a star, I just think about it as like point A, like you're kind of aiming at certain points, because every move has like a length that it lasts. So you do an action over a certain length. As soon as you have control of Mario, you aim for the next point. That's optimal, and then you aim to the next point. And like it's point to point. So this frame you gain control. Your goal is to land like here, right? Because you want to have enough space to get a second long jump and like, you know, long jump, get a good angle here. So you want to long jump like as pretty close to the edge here, ideally. So ideally, I mean, you know, the fastest distance between 2 points in any 3D space, whatever, is just going right to that point. But the problem here is doing that's not straight up, obviously. Like, straight up here, you're gonna obviously just launch into the fucking oblivion, even if you strafe. So what I do, I gain control and I'm like, all right, I want to go like here. So I hold directly at that angle. I go right there and I long jump and I just go right to that point. And I like barely clip through the bridge. Now that's hard because it's not an up notch. You could easily get a shit angle. It's just hard. So most people, even the most top fucking runners, they'll do this. Instead of relying on their angle, they'll set themselves up with the position first. They'll run into place. That way they can long jump straight up and not have to deal with that. So now, see how like late he had to long jump? That means he spent like so many frames like procrastinating the next action when he could have gotten that action done with, basically. Yeah, like there's more to it as well, but like generally you can use this approach, and 99% of the time that this is all you really have to do is just like if you focus on like point to point, minimize like running and shit, that it'll just that's just how it works. So he lines it up here so that he can just long jump straight up. But now not only has he spent more time running and long jumped late, but he also like took a longer path because he went like this instead of just going here, just straight over there. So, and it's the smallest thing, and like I could tell he was trying to fix it, but sometimes it just you can't help it. You just forget that's even a thing after hours of playing. So that's what's hard, is like if you do that for hours and you're like, huh, I'm doing everything right, I'm doing all the right inputs, or even like, you know, I'm not getting dust, but it's not just dust that matters, it's not just, you know, speed, it's like it's these things that matter. And this goes for like this happens everywhere across the game, like all the fucking time. So as nice as the game is to you when it comes to like the camera angles and the stage layouts, you have to like really not rely on what the game gives you and just like adapt and be like, okay, what is literally the fastest, like what makes sense to be fast here, and just always keep that in mind. So yeah, I mean, really just that alone, I think that's the idea I was getting at. And it's everywhere. I mean, every single fucking star has shit like this everywhere, and you have to fucking practice it. Get used to holding off notch angles all the time. Sometimes, you know, in longer categories, maybe you'll play it more safe, or you're like nervous. It's fine, but if you make it a habit, it'll add up. Like, Slip is an amazing player, and I don't ever want to like sound like I'm talking down on him or anything, because he's amazing. But that's the core difference between like his SOB and like me and Weegee, and like, you know, now GTM's catching on to that, and so that's what he's trying to improve. He's pretty close with Slip as well. It's that thing, pretty much. But I mean, that doesn't tend to like be the thing you have to fix until like pretty late. So you can get away with putting it off and, you know, still get to 14 level or whatever. But if you put it off too long, you're gonna be at the top, right at the top, like tantalizingly close to the top, and you're gonna be like, how the fuck do I get better? And you're like, oh shit, now I gotta relearn the whole game because I like prioritized being comfortable. When in reality, you'll find out that like you'll get comfortable even if it's hard as shit. Like you can do some hard fucking shit and get good at it. You just have to like I do this long jump every time, and it's scary at first, but I do this all the time. I never don't do this. And that alone will save you so much time. I could point out more if anybody's curious, but I think that's the idea. Hope that was interesting.